I have to say hello to everyone. It's been a while, and I'm very glad to be here. We're enjoying beautiful summer weather, and I love every moment of it. And you will not hear me complain about the heat because it's fabulous and it's so much better than the long winter. Now, I am glad I'm here, and I'm glad you're there. Someone asked me what it was I thought I would talk about today, and one of the things that had been on my mind, I've been talking with a dear friend, and she was putting herself down, which is something that happens frequently when I talk to people, or even when I talk to myself, is how easy it is to put myself in a negative spot by finding all the things that I'm doing wrong rather than focusing on how far I've come. Looking back and being able to say, imagine this. This is where you are today. I'm 83 years old. I don't feel 83 years old, but I have to work at it. Life isn't always as smooth as we kind of envision it would be or would hope that it would be. So I have to stop and think about the good things. Now, I finally got a dentist, and in 2 weeks I'll have a tooth pulled, and then in a couple of months I'll have all brand new teeth. Now that's really positive. But let me tell you, between here and there, I'm not a happy camper. I don't want to be without teeth for 2 months. I don't want to have to deal with it. But that's what life does. It brings us the ups and downs, the negatives and the positives, and how we react to them makes a big difference in our mood, in our relationships with other people, in how we can sit and find peaceful moments. And I'm having difficulty doing that. So I've had to work extra hard on looking at what it is that's happening that I'm very pleased with and let that guide me. I don't like feeling in a negative space. I don't like having a sense that I'm not relating to people. I'm not feeling the sense of concern and love that I normally would feel. We often say it's like being on the pity pot. I'm feeling a little bit sorry for myself right now. And I'm going to have to work hard to get out of this spot. So, what can I do? One of the things I do is I try to use the gifts that I have. I paint practically every day. I cook when I have such wonderful people helping me clean up. I make a mess. I admit that. But I'm still using my hands, and I am still getting from one place to another. That's pretty amazing.
Tell them the truth, Annette. You're like the sweetest chef.
Well, cooking for me is another form of art. I like to be as creative as I can. I remember watching, we haven't watched it in a long time, but we used to watch Chopped often. And I love the thought that I could go in my pantry and just make something up. I've had some big successes and I've had some failures, but it hasn't mattered. What mattered was I had a sense of accomplishing something, something maybe that I could pass on to someone else, and they might want to try it. Just as I try to see if the things that work for me to bring me a sense of peace, that is, I could spend that to someone else too. when I'm in this space, I find it very hard to do that. I don't need other people to put me down. I do a good enough job on my own. And I'm afraid that many of the people who hear me go through those same moments where it seems like that's all they can see. I've talked about writing down and writing lists of things that we've accomplished. That's important. I don't know about you, but I need reminders. Now, if I don't have them, it's too easy to go backwards and be that unhappy child, and be that child that believed that nothing positive was ever going to come from me. And it's not true. Is it all the time? No. And that I'm grateful for that. So, if today you're in a spot where you're only seeing the things you've done wrong, that's the time to spend a little quiet time with yourself and make note of where you are today. If it's not where you want to be, there's some steps you can take. One of which, of course, is to look in the mirror and say how important you are. Smile at someone. Watch them smile back. Makes you feel good. We're growing a garden in our patio with our people in our building. And I was able to help one of my friends who doesn't speak English, and she translates on her phone. She speaks Chinese, and I helped her get some lettuce yesterday from that we had planted for her, and she was very happy to have it. And I had her smell some spices, some basil, some oregano. She didn't care for the smell of oregano. Maybe it's not used in Chinese cooking, though. But the basil she took, and it made me feel good. When I do something else, I'm doing it for me. I'm kind of selfish that way. I want other people to be happy too. So if I seem down sometimes, you look at that and say, well, you know what? She's a human being. She has faults and she has high moments, and she recognizes, that's me, that tomorrow is another day. So if I don't get to where I want to be today, I don't worry about it. It's not like I'm there forever. I won't let myself stay in a painful spot. At least I'll try not to. And if I am, I know there are things that I need to do. One of them is to reach out to others. When I hear someone else tell me about their problems, mine don't seem as significant. When I look at the world at large, my problems are really insignificant. But I have you. And when I am gone, you will have me because I will still be here. The only thing is, I need you to ask me questions. There's an awful lot in this head of mine that I love to share. I love this opportunity. I would like to be able to go for a walk by myself, even. Just the sense of feeling I was capable. That's what I recommend. Doing something that makes me feel capable. I baked a cake this morning, and later on I'll frost it. Now, it's to share. It's not just for me. I will get a piece. Thank you. And that will make me sense of being a part of this building. You see, very much when you live in an apartment building, you're living in a neighborhood. Sometimes it's hard to realize that if you've lived in a house all your life, when you end up living in an apartment, it seems strange, different. But it's just like a neighborhood, and you get to know people and share with them and hopefully encourage them and make them feel good about themselves. And that's what it does, just like you would if you lived down Pleasant Street and you walk down the street and saw your neighbor. I just have to go in the elevator, and there I am. I hope that when this dental thing is over with, I can smile more often at you, which means a lot. I had a little child say to me one time, "How come you smile so much?" She's about 4. Why in the world would a child ask that question? And I told her, I like to smile. It makes me feel good. You know, and when I get my teeth back, I'll smile more. I hope that you're enjoying this summer. I hope that you spend some time loving yourself. And hopefully, in a month, I will see you again. And in the meanwhile, if you think of something that you haven't heard me talk about, let me know, please. And I'll do my best. Take care.